was saying like NBA in general. Like I used to collect a lot of NBA,
You're right.
and now it's just like current guys, unless they're on my team, don't care about them at all.
Yeah.
Like back in the '90s, I collected guys from pretty much every team in the entire league.
Sure.
But now, forget it. Like I don't like 99% of these guys.
Yeah, I think for me that's the kind of same way. That's the reason why I can't ever get into like NFL or NBA and things like that, because I can't find any one play to really get excited about. And I just feel like uh it's just either the sport itself or just the game itself, the way it's being played. And I always go back. I'm sure you are, being a big NBA fan. Like the players now compared to players back then, it's totally different. It's a totally different sport on the court. And
it's just like, and the whole way the league is presented, I don't really like it. Like I don't know if we really want to get too much into it, but
sure.
It's just like, I don't know, like the league is like framed a certain way where it's just like, I don't know. I usually get annoyed with it, just turn it off. Like just now, like the Heat beat the Knicks, good team. I'm not saying they did anything wrong. They deserve to win.
Sure.
But right away they interview Jimmy Butler from the Heat, which I don't know if you know him, but
mm-hmm.
he really didn't do much. But like the league wants to frame him as like the main guy. I'm pretty sure the league would love to see like him and LeBron in the finals or something like that. But yeah, the previous round he was playing like Michael Jordan, but this round he wasn't doing much. Like he was scoring 20 points here and there, but if you know basketball, you can like quietly score 20 points and not really have a huge impact. And that's kind of what he was doing in this series. So I would rather they would interview like some of the guys that really had an impact, but they're not the stars. So right away after the game, they go grab him, and he's like smiling, acting like a big shot. So that's kind of what I don't like. There are a lot of guys like that throughout the league where it's like the league is telling you this is the guy you have to like, and sometimes the guys that actually do stuff get like pushed to the background.
I find it interesting you say that because my son likes watching in the NFL, and so once in a while I'll sit down with him and watch a little bit of a game. And it's funny you say that because I guess you watch some as well, or bits and pieces maybe throughout the year, but you'll have one guy who's done nothing the entire game, and he has like one good hit on the field, and they celebrate. He celebrates. He's like he's been like just dominating the entire game, and he has one okay hit, and it's just like he is like just out of control with excitement, and everybody's freaking out. I'm like, you've been worthless. You've been worthless for 60 minutes.
Sometimes you might be losing, and they make a play like that, and they're celebrating.
All right, I'm like, it's mind-boggling that people now, like these guys, just celebrate and think they deserve all the accolades for a subpar, a mediocre game, and it's crazy. And like my son will tell me, there's a guy in baseball right now, and he has like all these things that he does on each base. If he hits a home run, like he does a certain move, and he gets on second base and he does a different move, and on third base does. I'm like, what are we doing right now? Like,
there's a lot of guys like that. I think they've all been hitting home runs against the Yankees lately, because
okay.
I've seen a lot of that lately.
And so it's like there's this thing, and I feel like if you put forth many years of like of statistics, and you've paid some dues, and if you want to get a little bit cocky or whatever, then maybe I can get it. But a lot of these guys I'm hearing about are like guys that have been there not even a year yet, maybe 2 at the most, and they're acting like they're Hall of Famers, just running around doing like I don't even know, glamour shots on second base and stuff.
There's a perfect example of that against the Yankees recently. A guy from Oakland, like I say, guy from Oakland because I still don't know his name.
Right.
But he had 3 home runs the other night, but they were getting blown out. Yankees were up like 12-2 or something, and he just happened to have like 3 solo home runs. And each time he's hitting one, he's acting like he's like the biggest big shot you ever saw. I'm like, dude, your team is awful, and you're getting blown out. Like, don't do that.
Right. And, I think nowadays baseball players and our teams are probably scared, maybe because of the repercussions, that, back in the day, if you even just looked at the, pitcher wrong, you're going to get smoked the next time, And now I don't think that retaliation is a normal thing anymore.
There was another one like that, like Arozarena from Tampa.
Uh-huh.
When he hits a home run, he's another one hot dogging it. He stops at third base and posing and all that. And he did that tonight against Garrett Cole. I'm like, if I'm Garrett Cole, next time he comes up, he's getting one in his ear. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not like some big tough guy or anything, but you got to let him know, like, you're not doing that against me.
Right,
And that was
exactly.
probably like 2 guys in the entire league that would do that.
Right. It is mind-boggling. And the new kid that's with the Miami Marlins, and he's on the 2023 the MLB The Show.
Oh yeah, that
It,
terrible game.
yeah, and exactly. But the funny thing is, like, again, I don't know much about it, but my son will tell me that's one of those guys who has all these like moves set up. So every time I might go, is he even any good? Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he had a
He was
breakout
injured most of
year.
last year.
But I'm like, these guys are like they're barely into their like early 20s, and they're acting like they're Albert Pujols or somebody walking
Yeah, I
around.
know that they got that whole slogan like "Let the kids play" and all that. And to some degree, all right, let them show emotion and all that. But I feel like some of these guys take it too far. I think that's where the players got to like police it themselves on the field, but nobody does it. They just let them go wild.
Right. Well, I think it's just like a bat flip's one thing. You flip your bat, okay, fine. You hit a home run, that's fine. But when you're doing four different stops and like
doing cartwheels and all
doing some shuffles and some photo ops and dance moves, I'm like, oh, come on, man. Now,
another one that people love is Vlad Jr. He's another one that gets on my nerves. He's like, dude, can your team actually get somewhere before you start like talking like you're the greatest ever? Like every year, every offseason, he's talking all this trash about what the team's gonna do. They always choke.
Right. Yeah. I think that it has to be, and I'm sure we sound like some old guys like get off our lawn type guys.
That's why nobody's saying anything.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, I would think I would have less problem with if you earned it. You know what I'm saying? If you earned it, you put in the effort, you've been there for years, you've got the statistics to back it up or whatever, then I was like, all right, fine.
A good example of that is Miguel Cabrera. Like he always had a little bit of that hot shot stuff in him.
Yeah.
But after he was doing it for so long, you just kind of give him his respect and let him do what he's gonna do.
Right. Exactly. I mean, but again, Miggy with him, with him, I mean, again, he put his statistics where his mouth was, where his bat was, or whatever, and he did stuff, and I mean, I'll give it to him. But yeah, it's one of those things.
Somehow. He's still playing. I don't know how good he's doing, but
yeah, I don't know. Where is he? Is he still in Detroit?
Yeah, I don't know if he's like on the injured list or what. I haven't never seen like a highlight of him or nothing. Nobody mentioned it, but I know he's still on the roster.
Right. He probably doing that like Ichiro too, or like he's just there for like a year just to kind of just like show up and just wave and say thank
every now
you.
And then that bat.
Right, exactly. He got the 3,000 hits right last year.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, and did he got over 500 home runs, right?
Yeah, he has to. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't remember. Like I said, some of the stuff I lost track of. So, but yeah, it was just I just feel like sometimes some of this stuff is like
I'm not always good at remembering stats. Like I'm good at remembering like moments.
Yeah.
But if you ask me like specific numbers, like I can't remember at all.
Sure. No, I definitely get it, man, for sure. So now that basketball is over with for you, essentially, are you going to be focused on the Yankees then here on out, or?
Not really, because the Yankees are a whole nother disaster. I've been trying to lead the whole fire Boone revolution. But it's not really just Boone. It's the whole organization. It's just like, I don't know what it is about them. Like everything they do is just so weird. Like, I don't know if you call it like mainstream or something, because they always were mainstream, but it's just like, it's almost like they care more about like being trending than being like an actual good baseball team. And it sounds weird even saying that because they are a good baseball team. They make the playoffs every year, but there's always like a few things missing. And it's because they don't really focus on like all their weaknesses. Like this offseason, they had a bunch of weaknesses and they essentially brought back the same team. They added one pitcher who hasn't even pitched because he's been injured. And all the weaknesses with the offense stayed the same. All the players that were horrible last year came back. There's no repercussions for anything. Nobody gets traded. Nobody gets benched. So I don't know. I watch them here and there, but I get frustrated with them too all the time.
So you might have a whole summer of just relaxing and just sports free.
Yeah, I was even getting into some hockey. Like every now and then, I get into some hockey, but then the Rangers got eliminated in the first round, so it's rough now.
You're like, this is not the time to be a New York fan of any kind. It sounds like. So I know I spoke a little bit before we went live, but I know you said that you've been buying stuff, you're still doing stuff, but you're kind of getting burned out a bit, like doing videos a lot and watching a lot of videos. Is there anything that you do try to keep an eye on as far as either certain types of topics or certain channels you're still watching, even though you're kind of getting burned out a bit, but you still like to check out certain things?
Because I know a lot of people use that term. Sometimes I get annoyed at that too. Like everybody makes a video about how they're burnt out. I'm not really burnt out. It's just, I would say bored is more like it. Cause,
bored.
You know, you click on a lot of videos, and this is no knock against anybody, but
sure,
a lot of similar type videos. A lot of people just ripping a few blasters or showing a few pickups or whatever. And even I'm guilty of this. Like we just kind of get into that zone of just like doing the same stuff over and over. So I just don't feel the need to like watch every single video anymore. Like a certain thumbnail or certain title catches my eye, then I'll click on it and check it out. Or also, some of the people that I always used to watch, like Pepino and them, like those are the type of guys, no matter what they put up, you're watching it.
Sure.
Some of those guys aren't doing as much lately. I know Pepino gets a little busy this time of year, but he put out a couple videos lately, but sometimes it'll go like a few weeks without one. But yeah, that's what I do. I just, every now and then, I just check in on a handful of channels. But before I was watching like so many videos every day, just it couldn't stay like that forever.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like you said, bored is a good one, Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, obviously I've been away for a while, but I went back and like I've probably caught up with like a handful of channels I really like, just because I do enjoy their content. But I do agree with what you're saying. Like, I do not have the same level of commitment, I guess, to watch everything from everybody as I used to. Like you were saying, like now I really am a lot more picky with what I want to watch. And
everybody's doing these shorts. What's up with that? Like,
my understanding, I'm sure I'm not. Maybe you.
I just know they're all over my feed all day. Like,
right. That's the big thing, was because like YouTube is trying to compete with TikTok and doing these like 1 minute shorts and gets people like traction to your channel, and apparently it's supposed to drum up people to come and check out your channel. Maybe people haven't checked it out before, and so I see a lot of people doing that now because it's like a whole algorithm thing, from my understanding. And so like
a lot of it isn't even like cards. A lot of it's people just posting like highlights and stuff. I'm like,
right,
ESPN now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know those guys I watch a lot of physical media guys, and they'll do like a 1 minute review of a movie, or I'll be watching like AEW wrestling, and it's like a 30-second spot, like just somebody getting like a pile driver like on the mat or whatever. And then it's like, and I'm not trying to talk bad about any of our baseball guys or whatever, but yeah, just them showing one card, like you were saying, for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I'm like, okay.
Same here. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but it just seems like a cheap way to get views. That's my opinion.
Right.
That's what I see a lot of people doing. Like something big happens in sports, they post it, automatically gets a few hundred views.
Right.
Like, who cares? Like I already saw that on like the actual sports network.
Right. I don't want to see your grainy version of it from your iPhone or whatever like that. So no, I agree. So I know you are you still keeping up with WWE?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I feel like that's what I'm saying about everything.
You're like everything ever created by man or whatever. I'm done with it.
Just getting bored with everything.
Right.
Yeah, I keep up with like the pay-per-views because I have the Peacock network. So
now they did what they do, Backlash in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah, that was fun. Like I actually wish it would have been longer. Like, and there were a few things I didn't like about it, but it was about as good as they could have done it. I just would have switched a few things here and there. Like, you know how it is. Like, you're always playing like fantasy booker. Like,
oh sure.
As wrestling fans, we're never satisfied. Like,
no, never satisfied.
I thought it was odd that the crowd was super hot from beginning to end. But what I would have done, I would have started it with a match with one of the Puerto Rican wrestlers. Like, that would have been a huge pop right out the gate.
Right.
They started with the women's match. It was Bianca Belair and Io Sky. They changed their name. It used to be Io Shirai.
Uh-huh.
Next, they'll change their name to Io Skirai or something. Like, I don't know. They always change their names like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's another annoying thing. See, I'm always getting annoyed.
Yeah, that's Vince McMahon for you. Yep, exactly.
There's other female wrestler. It's Keith Lee's wife. I forgot her name.
Oh, Mia Yim.
Yeah, Mia Yim. Now they're calling her Michin.
Yeah, some kind of Korean sounding.
They're trying to push that name. I'm like, that's not catching on. Stop trying to push that.
Right. They just need to leave people's name and just let them wrestle under their real name, unless They
That one,
really want
I
to
don't know
go
if
with
that one was
something.
their idea or her idea because she said like they called her that when she was a kid or something. But it's not a good wrestling name. Like I just
No, it's not. It does not roll off the tongue. That's for sure.
like Mia Yim was fine.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, about
exactly.
that Puerto Rican pay per view. The only other thing I would have switched was they had the main event was Cody and Brock, which was like that's more of like a middle of the card match to me, especially in Puerto Rico. I would have rather had like the match they had with Bad Bunny, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Bad Bunny
exactly.
and Damian Priest.
Who knew Bad Bunny was such a great
I know.
wrestler?
Like the first time he showed up for a match at WrestleMania, I was like, "What the hell is this guy doing here?"
I
I
know.
gotta admit, he impressed me.
Yeah, exactly. Him and that Logan Paul guy, like I'm surprised at how well they have done and they're like legitly catching on that well and like provided an actual high level quality match. Good for them.
Yeah, in a way, I understand what like some of the old guys complain about, where they say like they're making it look like it's so easy to be a pro wrestler. Like that's not good. But what are you gonna do? Like
Yeah,
about like entertainment, about selling tickets, ratings, and all that. So those guys draw it in.
right,
I would have closed the show with that Bad Bunny match just because of his popularity and
right,
he was wrestling against another Puerto Rican guy. That would have been a good. And the main event was awesome. I mean, that match was awesome. Should have been the main event, but the main event was Brock and Cody, which was like so. But again, just
right.
didn't make sense to put that last. It wasn't for a title or anything. But yeah, other than that, love the show.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Now, let me ask you. You may or may not know much about this, but I'll be interested to see your take on it. Now, do you know about Bruiser Brody being killed in Puerto Rico back in the late '80s or early
Yeah,
'90s?
I've heard like bits and pieces of that story. He got stabbed in the shower or something.
Yeah, I've been watching that, and I'm like, damn, dude, like Puerto Rico must have been like the Wild Wild West back in the day. That wrestling
I don't know like
promotion.
a lot of the details of it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it was Savio Vega. Like he was there, and I mean, I
Yeah,
know
he
he's been
showed up at the
around.
pay-per-view.
I know. I'm like, you better be careful. He wouldn't stab somebody. Brock Lesnar's gonna get jabbed in the
And
locker room.
Carlito also showed up.
Yeah, Carlito. Yeah, exactly. He's been doing the. I'm sure you know, but he's been doing like the circuit for the autograph circuit, like nuts the
Yeah, he
last
still
couple
like
years.
goes around independent wrestling stuff, which I guess he's comfortable doing that. Like he still looks in great shape. Like
Right.
he could still have a spot on one of the big companies if he wanted, but I think he just likes the freedom of just doing whatever the hell he wants. Because you can just show up at some indie show, just he can take a few weeks off if he wants. He can go do a signing. He can do whatever he wants.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure he still has all that, WWE money. So he's probably never going to really need money
Yeah,
per
he can just
se.
show up for stuff like that, get a paycheck. It's not a bad way to earn a living. If
No.
you do it.
Yeah, exactly. If you keep doing it, yeah. I mean, he's not under contract, so he can, like you said, do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. That's all right. I'm not mad at you for that. Now, do you keep up at all with any AEW wrestling, or do you just do WWE mostly?
A little bit here and there. I mean, even with Raw and SmackDown, I don't even watch like the whole shows.
Right.
Maybe a few minutes here and there, or I'll catch a few clips on YouTube. So that's kind of how it is with AEW too. Like,
yeah.
What I see a lot from them is like people always like complaining about all the controversies and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, man, what's going on over there?
Yeah. Man, it's like it feels like it's an old like 80s wrestling promotion with all the drama going on. So yeah, I actually like it because I mean, it feels like it's more like pro wrestling, whereas WWE is sports entertainment, right? I feel like there's a big difference.
Pro wrestling to me in general, I like all of it. Like, I don't understand why some people say I'm only gonna watch this. Like,
sure,
I could watch any of it. Like, I used to watch like back when I first got cable. I used to watch like they used to run like tiny little promotions. Like you could see they were like in a school gymnasium. They don't even show stuff like that anymore. I wish they did.
Yeah.
It was fun just watching like all these different types of wrestlers, how everybody runs their promotion. I've always loved wrestling in general. So I don't really say like, oh, I'm not gonna watch that company. I hate them or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I'm not the biggest WWE fan in general, but like you said, there's certain wrestlers I like to watch. There's certain storylines I like to keep up with. I'm not gonna watch every match like you're alluding to. Nope, not at all. But I'm the same way with AEW or whatever. But yeah, I agree with you. In general, I'll sit down and watch an AEW show from start to finish, but I might not be as invested in the storylines and some of it. But I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's just in general. I mean, that we do that with sports a lot of times too, so it is what it is. But so I know you mentioned it again offline before you hopped live, but Did you? What have you been picking up in general since the beginning of the year? Have you? You said you had some blasters you haven't opened up and
I have
stuff,
some
or
stuff here next to me that I was like considering maybe doing a response today, but then I didn't do it.
you're like because it's all boring right now. Everything's boring.
Like sometimes I take the cards out and then they're just sitting there for weeks, and then like the response contest is over. I'm like, I guess I won't do it now.
Yeah, you're like, never mind, that ship sailed.
But I can show this one because I already showed this in my previous video.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show it again in my next video.
All right, you're gonna be. This one's gonna get the money's worth. Oh, here, let me solo layout. Let's get it.
Blair.
There we go. Babe Ruth there. Nice.
Babe Ruth relic numbered 1 out of 2.
Nice.
Pull that in a group break. I know a lot of people don't like group breaks, but every now and then I take a shot, and that time it worked.
That one paid off.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, it's this contest. I don't know if you know Amio Tene. He changed his channel name. He just wants to see like some of your best hits from this year. So that's definitely one of them.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if that's gonna get much better than that.
Yeah, I have a few other ones that I hadn't shown yet, so I figured I'd just show them in that video.
That's awesome. So what was the buy-in for that break?
It wasn't too bad. I think it was like $30, and it was like that's a high-end product right there. It was 2 other boxes, and I knew the Yankees were loaded. Their checklist was loaded in that product, so I figured it's worth a shot. I knew they had Babe Ruth, they had Judge stuff, and everywhere in between. They had like almost every great Yankee ever in there. So
yeah,
I'll take a shot, and I'm glad I did, because if I had passed up and seen somebody else get that, I would have
you'd have been like, man, this is some bullshit. So did you get some other cards? I mean, nothing to that level. It wasn't a pretty
away already. It was some prospect pitcher auto, Luis Gil, who's been in like every product for the past 2 years. I'm kind of sick of seeing him. Yankees won't call him up, but he's still in every product. They've had a few guys like that over the years, and it's just like that's another thing that kind of annoys me about them. They tell you how great these young guys they have coming up are, and it takes forever for them to bring them up.
Right.
Why are you keeping guys like Aaron Hicks and Josh Donaldson when you got better guys in the minors supposedly?
Well, you know how the Yankees are notorious for like going out and getting like old veterans to bring in and see if they can get lucky and get one more year, two more years of juice out of them, and so they leave those guys toiling in the minors when they should be bringing them up.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't sign Bumgarner. He got released.
Right.
Man, here come the Yankees picking him up now, probably.
here they come. They're gonna
like
pick
a 5
him up.
ERA the past 3 years, and they'll probably give him another chance.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I remember when Madison Bumgarner was just like lights out for those couple years.
He was unbelievable.
And then just the ship sailed on that guy for sure. But anyways, so I know again you mentioned this right before we got on, but with the Puerto Rican binders and everything, are you kind of at a point now where you're pretty much got everything you need and you're good? Because I know people were just like killing you with like care packages of like every Puerto Rican player ever existed on Earth.
Remember those days, the care package days?
Yeah.
Care packages were flying back then. Like
I know, dude. They couldn't get those Puerto Rican players out of their collections fast enough for you.
All those like 90s Yankees, like Kevin Maas and Jim Stanley.
If your electricity ever goes out or gas, you're good to go for at least a couple months, man.
But yeah, I have like one of each of those guys in the binder. I don't put their doubles in the binders.
Sure.
Yeah, like I have like so many binders, so it's gotten to the point where it's like I almost don't want to add too much, because if I have to keep adding more binders, that's just more space.
Right, exactly.
What's happening with the wrestling stuff, believe it or not. Like when I first started collecting wrestling, it was just gonna be one binder and that's it. And now I was putting some wrestling stuff away today. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I had like 6 different wrestling binders.
Oh my gosh. Are you collecting specific wrestlers or sets or anything, or just anything that catches your eye? Wow.
That's just one of them.
Oh my gosh.
No, see, the thing with me is I put them all into the binder, so that's why it takes so much space, because I don't really have like a PC wrestler, so
okay.
Everybody goes in there.
Everybody goes in. Yeah, this is one of my girls right here. This is
What are they calling now? Like,
now she goes by Athena.
yeah, I hit a few autos of her, I think, a few years
Yeah,
ago.
I got a couple. I got her. I got that one, and I got this one of her, Ember
I don't even
Moon.
remember what I had of her. Like, I have my wrestling hits box, but I hardly ever look at it. I
Yeah,
think
you
last
remember?
time I looked at it was when I was here with you.
Yeah, Keith Lee, like he's dressing like a homo superhero right now on AEW.
What's he doing? Is he doing good over there?
Yeah, I mean he has a program going versus this guy right here, Swerve Strickland.
I think I had like one rookie of them.
Yeah, and so and then Dustin Rhodes and him are working together. So that's been kind of cool to see them guys wrestle together. So yeah, I didn't know much about Keith Lee, but I like him. His big thing has been, and maybe you've seen this because you might have watched WWE more, but his big thing is grabbing guys and like literally throwing them across the ring like it's nothing. And it's always impressive that he picks up.
Still doing like some of the high flying stuff.
Yep. He's still going up on the top rope or like the second to top rope and like doing like splashes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they hyped him a lot in the beginning, and then I don't know, they had some kind of falling out, and that's why he left.
Yeah, well, they tried to do the same thing. He started out as Keith Lee, and then when he was in NXT, he was, I think, Keith Lee. And then when he got moved up to the main roster, they were like, "We're going to call you Big Bear or something, or Bear Country or something." I don't know.
They made him wear a singlet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like
this was like. I mean, that's Vincent Kennedy McMahon for you right there. That kind of nonsense. So, but anyways, but yeah, I think he's doing good over there. I mean, as a lot of people, not a lot of people know, like it's the AEW does a good job of breaking up the I think talent of like the former WWE talent with their natural talent, their homegrown talent, and he's been doing a pretty good job, in my opinion, of like different programs where you're using all the wrestlers as best you can. But you're never going to make everybody happy, like we talked about before. But
it's always the problem when you have rosters that big. WWE always had that problem too. Like anytime you have that many guys, it's tough.
Yeah. Well, they're getting ready to start a whole new program on Saturday night starting in June. So they're going to have 3 shows running now every week. So
you watch NWA Power at all?
I watched NWA, I watched Impact, and I watched New Japan.
Every now and then I put that on. It's interesting because it's like it seems so different.
Yeah, they had that studio setting.
By that.
Well, it really has hurt them a lot that they lost a couple of their big names, and like recently, like Nick Aldis went to Impact, So I've actually just watched his first match back, or like his first like whatever match on Impact right before you and I started talking. I record all the Impact and the New Japan stuff, and I was watching that. But I mean, he was like one of their big guys, and then I think, who else left? They had one or two other people.
What's his name again? They used to be Brodus Clay.
Yeah, he goes by what's he go? I think he goes by his real name, which is Titus. Yeah.
Titus, yeah.
Yeah. I like him a lot, but I like him for for other reasons, but his more
I see him
his more political slant, but I don't think he's that great of a wrestler, but I enjoy it.
He's always been a good interview. I used to watch interviews of him on YouTube, and yes, he doesn't hold anything back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's one of those guys that can kind of get away with almost anything because of his racial makeup, so he can say whatever he wants to say and not have to worry about the fallout. Yeah, but I enjoy him, and then I mean, Bully Ray's over there on that some, and he's also on Impact, so that's been good to see. Used to be Bubba Dudley. EC3's over there. I'm sure you know that. You've seen him over there some, so that's good. So there's a couple characters.
His own company, didn't he?
Yeah, him and Braun Strowman and somebody else did something like create your own narrative or something. But then when Braun Strowman got brought back to WWE, he was like, "Oh, never mind. See you guys later." But they're talking about bringing Drew McIntyre over to. There you go. That's Sir William Regal. Yeah,
I don't think I ever showed that one.
Love it. That's a great card. I love it. His autographs are great.
I went through a period where I wasn't like showing anything like for like 3 months. So there's a lot of stuff I haven't shown.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I like William Regal. I was real
Oh, yeah, I got that as
disappointed.
part of a lot. I mostly wanted it for the Regal, but also had this guy who I can't stand,
Is that Mansoor, whatever his name
Mustafa
is?
Ali.
Oh, yeah, Ali. Yeah. None of those guys really do nothing for me, and I know it's not for me.
Yeah,
It's
I
for that.
think
It's for that.
the thing with him is like he thinks he deserves a better spot than he has, but it's like there's nothing unique about you. Like there's like a dozen other guys that do everything you do and they do it better. So I don't
Right.
know what he
Exactly.
wants.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, some of those guys just make me laugh when I hear that stuff. Like legitly, like they get real worked up. I'm like,
Like, oh, they're holding me down. Hold you down from what? You're not gonna do anything.
right. Well, exactly. You feel that strongly about it, go somewhere else and see how you do and come back. I mean, that's what Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre did.
Yeah, you mentioned Drew. I could see that happening because they haven't used him right for like 2 years already.
Yeah, I think he'll be in AEW. I think him and Goldberg are going to show up in AEW here real soon.
Yeah, they have that big show coming up.
Yeah, the one in England. So that I think that they can bring back Drew McIntyre in England. That'll be a huge pop. And then, Goldberg anywhere, but especially they do like a promotion with Goldberg. I mean, even though Goldberg is not at the same level he used to be, people will lose their minds. I would love to see Goldberg versus CM Punk.
Goldberg will probably injure him.
On purpose, I'm sure. So, yeah, I don't think CM Punk will get back up. Oh, there she is. Remember? Yeah, she's great, dude. She's playing a heel right now, and she's just going around like literally hurting people. It's great. I mean, it's like that's her new gimmick is just literally like working stiff on everybody. So, yeah, I don't know. I have a whole lot of
one of these like manufactured relic things.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go through and find some more of her.
I know, like the same year, I kept hitting like a bunch of stuff for her. Like every box I would open had her in it.
Yeah, well, she's one of those people that like started out with a lot of promise with WWE, and then she like with a lot of those girls, they just kind of get falling through the cracks and just kind of disappear.
Yeah, because the problem was they had like a deep roster of women, but they kept focusing on like the same four all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It was like Ronda, Charlotte Flair. Who else is there always? Bianca Belair recently,
Bayley
and Becky Lynch.
Bayley, since she got hurt, I think she got knocked down a few pegs because she's been kind of mediocre the past year or so too.
Yeah, and then Sasha Banks until she left. So that was like the main 4 or 5 girls they were using, like almost like you said, every 2 years. And
everybody else was like a mid-carder or bottom of the card. So that's why a lot of them left.
Yeah. Well, I like what Sasha's doing with New Japan, so I like that. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that worked for Cody when he left. That worked for Drew when he left. Sometimes it's good to just go and just do your own thing for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, bet on yourself. And the other thing is now there's so many other promotions that are going to pay you maybe at the same level that WWE will pay you, but you can make a good living wage and still have the same type of wrestling experience that you can have elsewhere. You don't have to be in the indies if you don't want to. You could go to like a legit, promotion and get some actual recognition for what you do.
Especially when they have a huge name like that already, like it's pretty easy just to get booked. And
yeah, I mean that's what Naomi did.
If you want.
Yeah, Naomi popped over on Impact last week, and now she goes by her real name Trinity or whatever. But I mean she was up there and she already has a program going with Deonna Purrazzo and the real Jordan Grace. And I mean Jordan Grace is just like so ripped, dude. I would think she could punch out some dude and knock him out. Like she is like out of control huge. So I don't know if you ever seen her or not before, but if you've not seen her, you gotta check it out.
I know she got in trouble too a while back for something.
Yeah, I'm not for sure. I'm not being surprised. She's
some tweets or something. You know what happens all the time.
Like everybody, yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to be on your best behavior on your tweets.
How about that other girl? Did she pop up anywhere? The one that got fired for the OnlyFans stuff? I forgot her name.
Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
I think she's taking. I mean, I heard from somebody that she makes more money per month on OnlyFans than she did like in her whole WWE contract for the year or something. So yeah, I think she's doing just fine. I don't think she needs to worry. I mean, all those wrestling horn dog loser fans are all like, got $25, monthly charges on their credit card.
Just for for like a bikini pic or something.
Yep, exactly. But I believe she'll probably eventually show up at like AEW somewhere because AEW lets you do a lot more freedom with your personal stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up somewhere else. But yeah, I was surprised Otis didn't go with her. They had that program a couple years ago.
Yeah, they were trying to do a similar storyline again. I don't know where they went with it.
Yeah,
because again,
I
I
thought
don't
it was
watch
pretty
like the
funny.
full show. So if they don't show it like in a recap, then I don't know. I never know it even happened because.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way, dude. Like the only thing that I really keep an eye on at WWE is like anything with LA Knight, because I like him a lot. I like Rey Mysterio Jr., of course. And I'm trying to think of anybody else, like some of the older, like Edge, but almost everybody else, like you said, like I'll catch little 20-second blurps of whatever's going on. I catch the highlights for a couple minutes, and that's it. So yeah,
I like the introduction that Conan did for Rey Mysterio in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
that was a really good introduction.
Yeah, I mean, Conan and him have been friends since I think Rey Mysterio's been like 17 or something, like a kid. So yeah, I mean, he's like definitely. I remember
get a Conan auto, but the few people that have them, they want too much for him. I'm like, come on, man, be realistic.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the first time he was one of my favorite WW or WCW wrestlers when he was with Wolfpack. Rey Mysterio. I need to get a Rey Mysterio autograph. That's the one that's
he's unbelievable. He's still like just as good as ever.
I know. I mean, the dude, he's like seriously, like he's found the fountain of youth, man. He's just like has not aged, and he hasn't really slipped in his ability to like produce a high quality match. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I can't even walk from my bedroom to my bathroom without almost falling down. And he, and like he's able to like do all the stuff he does, and he's like 7 years older than I am.
Yeah, believe me, I started noticing that too. Like out of nowhere, I'll get a backache. I'm like, what do I have a backache for?
Exactly. I'm like, dude, there's been times where I'll be like literally standing still and I almost slip and fall down. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Like literally. I'm like, I'm gonna have to have rails installed in my entire house. I'm just like hold on to the rail everywhere I go.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling autographs that I want to get, but like I said, some people they just get ridiculous with their prices. Like, I'm like, what do you think you got there, buddy?
Yeah, we got gold in them dar hills over there, right? Yeah.
But, sometimes I like to buy it now because if it's a really good deal, you jump on it before
the
auction. But that's part of why I hate buy it now because there's so many people that they just put the ridiculous buy it now and they won't budge.
Yeah, whenever I almost always start at auction, like my strategy, and I'm sure this is not by any stretch something only I'm doing. Like, but whatever I'm looking for, if it's autographs or a specific wrestler or player or whatever, I try to narrow down the search as best I can. And I look at all auctions and see if I get lucky and find one that's on the cheap side or only has a few minutes or hours left. And then I go to the best offer ones. And then, like you said, if I get lucky and I see that they have like a buy it now or best offer, I try to like hit them up quickly and say, hey, I don't try to lowball them, but I try to obviously, get a pretty low price like everybody does. And I've been having pretty good success with some of that stuff. Like I remember I was shocked. I won I forgot whose autograph I won. I don't know if I have it up here now, but I got a wrestler's autograph out of the blue. I just put like a pretty low bid on it and I won. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? I won that? And it was like, yeah, I was really surprised. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not mad.
Like I just got an auto of a UFC legend guy. Got it for like $2.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you see every other autograph of him listed for like $30. I'm like, how did nobody bid on this?
Yeah, you got it, dude. That's shoot. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is, man. I'm like,
it just takes consistency. Just keep checking.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're right.
Like I love it when I add stuff to the watch list and like 10 minutes later the guy sends you a discount offer.
Yes. Yep. Oh, I'm dropping stuff left and right again. It's like making a mess. But yeah, here's another Ember. Oh, I got two. See, I got one that's from out of 99 and one. This is a green parallel of Ember Moon here.
Oh yeah, I love that set. Looks like 90 tops.
Yes, and then I have one that's out of 199. That's like the standard one.
Yeah.
So
I broke a box of that. I forgot what I pulled.
But
Still
yeah,
have
I
like
mean,
some
like,
sealed wrestling glasses, but like I said, I've been waiting to maybe like do a live stream and open them up. Not that
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna get
should,
anything
dude.
big, but it'll be more fun that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what you should be doing, dude. Oh my gosh. Well, are you? Would How long would it take you to go through the entire? Everything you picked up, would it be like an all day thing? That
But
you got that much stuff?
the singles, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it, honestly, I don't even remember what it was like, because a lot of it I put away, and then I even forget that
Oh,
I have
okay.
it, and then like months later, I'll be looking through the box. I'm like, oh man, I don't remember I had this. Like today, I just remembered one that I was thinking about showing,
Uh-huh.
and then I couldn't find it, and I'm thinking, did I actually buy it, or was it just on my watch list? I was kind of panicking because I thought I had it already.
Oh
And
my
I ended up
gosh.
finding it. It was in another spot.
That is awesome. That is
But
awesome.
nobody's
Yeah.
here, right? So I guess I'll show you.
Yeah, we're getting like 1 to 2 people back and forth. It's like they come in, they hang out for a while, they leave, somebody comes back. But I know that Carlos, or I am Carlos, or because I'm Carlos, he does a live stream at this time of night. So
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that go to that.
yeah, he usually in there he like 40 or 50 people in there usually. But like I said, I just wanted to just have something to do and hang out. I'm glad you're
Oh
able
no, now I
to.
can't find it again.
Oh man, do you have any Ruby Riot or Ruby Soho autographs out of the stuff you got?
I think I have one auto.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get
I'll
one
have
of
like
her
some numbered
autos.
stuff because I also been top loading a lot of like numbered stuff, like different color refractors and stuff like that. It kind of helps me out in a few ways because number one, I like top loading that stuff, but also saves me some binder space. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's like the new thing I've been doing, top loading a bunch of numbered stuff.
Yeah, I've been going through with my AEW cards or my wrestlers who wrestled in other promotions, but now they're in AEW or they have been. I'm going through and getting all their like any of their inserts, any of their numbered parallel stuff, any of their autographs. And like you said, I'm going through top loading everything and putting them away. Just kind of have like an AEW like forever growing collection. And then there's a couple of WWE guys like I was telling you before, like
Also
not
been top
Biggie,
loading
Kofi
rookies.
Kingston. Who's Tony Storm? Yes. Yeah, she's pretty awesome, dude. Yeah, I didn't know anything about her. And now she's over at AEW with Saraya, who used to be Paige. They're okay to look at. They're definitely some hot women.
So yeah, rookies and number stuff I've been top loading. And it's actually helped a lot with the binder space.
I bet.
But again, I still gotta be careful not to because I used to always buy like a lot of big lots and stuff. And really I would end up only wanting to keep like a handful of cards from there. Then I got all this extra stuff. I'm like, where do I put this? And I hate selling on eBay. It's kind of a pain. Like I sell a few things here and there, but it's usually not worth the whole process.
No, I agree with you, dude. It is not worth the whole process. I do sell quite a bit on there, but it is such a
If
hassle.
I know it's something I'm gonna get a few bucks for, then yeah. But like a lot of stuff, like you get almost nothing for it.
You know this song? Do you remember this song? Oh, sorry.
Can barely hear it.
Oh, you can't barely hear it? Let me see if I turn it up. Oh, man.
What is that?
It keeps like pausing out on me. What the heck? Never mind. I don't know what's going on here.
All right, you can spoil it. What was it?
It was the Hardy Boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're now at AEW, both him and Jeff and Matt, so that's been cool.
See,
But they can't go.
I like a lot of these finest refractors.
Oh,
colors.
yeah, that's nice. Those are really nice.
You get them pretty cheap.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, unless it's like, the big guys like Cena and Roman Reigns and those guys.
Sure.
But yeah, I can't find the card that I said that I lost and found today, and now I lost it again.
I don't know why my camera here, like when I'm going live, wants to keep dimming out on me. Like it wants to like shut off. And I'm like, even though I'm obviously on camera moving around,
It's telling you it's time to go.
apparently so. It's like, hey, you're done. So But yeah, man, I guess we'll go ahead. It's been 45 minutes. That's been a good run. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Well, yeah, I'll check for some like AEW guys for you because I know you
Yeah.
got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you mean when you say you're gonna check for AEW guys for what?
To send you.
Oh, dude,
old
that's
school
not
care
necessary,
package
man.
stuff.
Oh, we'll bring back 2017 and do care packages again. We'll bring it all back. Yeah, man. Like you if you do that, well, let me know some people I can send your way because I got crap tons of stuff too. So I'm more than happy to, and I won't be sending you Kevin Moss.
Well, there's some sets I was working on, some wrestling sets, but I don't know.
Okay.
I forgot which one they were. I think it was one of the old Heritage sets, 2017. I don't know if you have anything from that far back.
I'll look. I mean, if I do, you're welcome to it because I mean, I'll buy lots of lots.
I bought the whole 2020 finest set for like $13 shipped, so that was.
Oh, that's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, but I'm still working on the 21 finest.
Yeah, do they have like short prints or something in that, or?
Yeah, but I think they have like short prints at the end of the set. I don't really count those.
Oh, okay.
The set is usually 1 to 100, so that's the set to me. I put that in a binder, and that's it. But I don't do like every WWE set, just the finest and a couple of the chromes that came out.
Yeah, the WWE, man, they're pretty good about like releasing multiple sets throughout the year. AEW can't even get one out. Oh, there it is, Ruby Riott.
Auto, but it's green.
Yeah, that's green. Yep, that's awesome. That's like right now her hair's green, so that's perfect. But yeah, man. Well, I will let you get back to your evening.
All right, man.
And we'll do this again some other time, man. It's been great catching up.
All right, cool, man. See you.
All right, take care, Victor. See you, dude. Bye.